a lot of people, when they play, don't acknowledge the arranger. One thing about Sinatra, he always acknowledged the arranger and the composer of the
Yeah.
music.
What you know? It's funny. We were. Uh, this has to do with Sinatra. I was working with the singer Sylvia Sims, and we're down in Atlantic City, and Sinatra was appearing there. So he invited, Gretchen and I to the concert. I never seen him live, And the band was from New York. So they had Randy Brecker, Dave Taylor, Soul Off. It was, a killer band. And that's the first time he's seen. And like you said, he announced the arranger, announced the songwriter, the lyricist, to everybody. Even the solos. We had Randy Brecker on trumpet this time. And I was amazed because you never hear people do that. Of the people of that stature do that. Never mind, the soloists. They don't even mention the arranger. But that really impressed me, that Frank did that. I thought that was great, man, because who does that? Like, you don't hear Tony Bennett doing it for the most part. Although, he might give you credit, say it's Torrey Zito's chart, but generally you don't hear somebody of that ilk doing that. Which really
Well,
impressed me more than the singing.
I think Frank recognized the role of the arranger. Certainly, Nelson Riddle was key to his career.
Yeah, and in fact, with Nelson, I talk when I talk to composition students and arranging students, I tell them, they got to be aware of somebody like Nelson Riddle, and a lot of them poo-poo the idea because I guess it's not hip or whatever it is, what do they consider um, contemporary, whatever the terminology is. But I think he's an important arranger. I mean, that's some great stuff he did for Ella, a lot of different artists, Nat Cole. So I mean, that ain't easy, man. I mean, that what he was doing, it ain't easy, and he made the thing swing, and he knew as far as textures, he knew what to do behind different singers. So I mean, it's a very important arranger, you know. So that's I go through this all the time with certain writers.